So on our final day or so, emerging from the vastness and the isolation that has been Les Landes. As you can see, the pine here is a tremendous resource, and pretty much only the large scale vehicles you see, I suppose apart from the odd tractor or two, are huge trucks transporting this stuff. That's probably 20 feet high. That's a lot of wood. That's a lot of log cabins. So we're on our way out of L'Esperon, and making our way to Dax today, just a few days away from the Spanish border. And I've quite enjoyed my time walking through Les Landes, really, last few days. Yeah, it's an isolating place, but then you kind of get used to that after a while. Crossed a few landscapes. Not dissimilar over the last several months. There's another whole bank of harvested pine logs. They even sell sweets in the grocery that are like boiled sweets, scented with pine. There's that much of it around. Finds its way everywhere. So yeah, even when I got lost and confronted by what was quite possibly a wild pig, according to the chap at the Gîte, from my description, that I couldn't see a great deal, I could just hear. I was a little bit too close for comfort. And then the other night, discovering that there wasn't too much going on in Onesse, it was difficult to find a spot to camp, and there was no refuge there, so I marched off as the sun was setting and walked another couple of hours, and about an hour and a half of that was in pitch dark. And it's true, the creatures of the forest come out at night. I was following a very narrow country road, a bit narrower than this, probably half the width of this one, which just cut right the way through the forest and went down over a couple of gurgling brooks. And I mean, I saw as the sun was going down, deer and various other creatures which you don't mind seeing, and then it got pitch black, and I don't know what was out there. I'm probably quite glad I couldn't see it really as I'm walking through. So just tapping my stick every now and then when I sense there was something just to the left or to the right of me, and you'd hear it scurry off or trot down the road and disappear into the undergrowth. But yeah, apparently there's a few big creatures inhabiting the woods, boars and these wild pigs, and I don't think we're in bear country here, although go a little bit further into Spain and there are some bears in some of the forests there. But yeah, I shall be intrigued to do a little search on Google. What creatures is one likely to discover inhabiting Les Landes in southwest France? It'd be interesting to find out what was possibly just a few feet away at times. But I enjoyed it because it was a clear night and the stars were just magnificent, with no light pollution at all. And once you can look above the eeriness of, we have traffic. We're about to go over a main road in about 1 kilometre. So this is one of the link-ups with a main national road. And once you can get over the fact that over the eeriness of the tall shadows of the trees in the half light. You look above that and there's just a canopy of the most amazing amazing sky full of stars, like jewels, with no light pollution. You could just make out every detail. It's brilliant. Of course, you got a couple of planets up there twinkling away and satellites making their way across the universe. But now it's daylight, but the other night, just stunning. And you kind of think, well, you know, if I've been given the ability to understand how amazing that canopy full of stars is, the wisdom and the understanding to kind of realise that that's really quite an incredible thing. If I can live under that, and there are other creatures that have been allowed to live under that, lurking as they may be somewhere in the forest, I think you know, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. I think 99% of creatures in the world will only retreat from man on most occasions. It's only when they're cornered or threatened, or perhaps they're nursing young, that they might potentially be dangerous. But in most cases, or incredibly hungry, I suppose. Some of the larger ones, if they're very hungry, they haven't eaten for a while, and you happen to be strolling along, and you know, you smell good that day, then maybe then. But in most cases, most creatures respect the authority of man. Man and teddy bear. Oh, right. 400 years. It's the degradation game.